ghost of Sparta. I've heard the stories. You killed your entire pantheon. Zeus, Poseidon, Ares, all of them. Olympus fell because you decided the gods deserved to fall. Now you live in the frozen north, raising a son, pretending the blood washes off in cold water. I'm not here to judge that. I've made choices that cost lives too. But I want to understand something. When you stood over Zeus's body, when the last of them was gone, did you feel like justice had been served?
I killed the gods of Olympus because they used me. Ares made me murder my own wife and daughter while I was blinded by his magic. Athena promised redemption and delivered only more service. Zeus tried to kill me because a prophecy said I might one day threaten him. I did not climb Olympus seeking justice. I climbed it seeking an end to their cruelty. The emptiness you ask about was already there before I started.
The elder gods of my realm were no better. They watched Shao Kahn invade Earthrealm, slaughter innocents, merge worlds against every rule they claimed to enforce. When I needed them most, they offered riddles and restrictions. The tournament must continue. The balance must be preserved. Balance. As if balance mattered to the people being butchered while the gods debated procedure. Eventually, I stopped asking for their help.
Keeper of time, you control the flow of existence itself. Every moment, every choice, every branching path, that power dwarfs anything Zeus ever held. And you believe you can wield it justly? I have seen what godhood does to men. I have felt it myself. The distance that grows between you and the mortals you claim to protect. Their lives become short. Their struggles become small. Eventually, you stop seeing them as people and start seeing them as pieces on a board. How long before you become what the elder gods were?
That fear keeps me awake every night. I've seen the timelines where I become the tyrant, where power corrupts me the way it corrupted Shakan, the way it corrupted Shinnok, the way it corrupts everyone who holds too much of it for too long. In one timeline, I burned Earthrealm myself, stood in the ashes and convinced myself it was necessary. I remember that version of me. I can feel him at the edges of my thoughts when I'm tired or angry or certain I know better than the people I'm trying to protect. The only thing keeping me from becoming him is knowing he exists. Is that enough?
That fear may save you, or it may paralyze you when action is needed. I stopped fearing what I might become long ago. I became it, killed my father, killed gods who had done nothing to me, personally, simply because they stood between me and Zeus. Drowned entire nations when I murdered Poseidon, and the seas swallowed their cities. Greece died because of my revenge. Millions of people who had no part in what Olympus did to me. I carry that every day. There is no redemption for what I am. Only the choice to be something different now.
I've killed too. Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, corrupted versions of friends who became enemies through no fault of their own. Kung Lao died in front of me and I couldn't save him. Kitana became my enemy in one timeline and my partner in another. The choices I make as Keeper ripple outward in ways I can't fully track. Every time I adjust something, someone dies who might have lived. Someone lives who might have died. The mathematics of godhood. You can't save everyone, so you choose who gets saved.
Athena spoke like that, calculated, for the greater good of Olympus. Every sacrifice justified by a larger purpose. She manipulated me for years using that logic. When I finally killed her, by accident, with a blade meant for Zeus, she became something else. A spirit, still calculating, still convinced her arithmetic was righteous. Godhood does not corrupt through malice. You are correct. It corrupts through certainty.
You faced another pantheon after Olympus. The Norse gods, different faces, same patterns. He tried to control fate the way Zeus tried to outrun prophecy. Both of them so terrified of losing power that they guaranteed the very endings they feared. I've met gods like that too. Chronica, who created the hourglass I now guard. She was so convinced that her vision of balance was correct that she reset history over and over, erasing entire existences to achieve it.
And when you listen to that whisper, what stops you?
Kung Lao, Kitana, the friends who would look at me differently if they knew how often I consider rewriting their choices for their own good. I imagine their faces when they discover that their victories weren't real, that their struggles were staged, that the life they thought they earned was actually a gift from a god who decided they deserved it, the betrayal in their eyes. That stops me, most days.
When I left Greece, when I buried my past in a frozen land and raised my son without telling him what I was, that was action. Imperfect, incomplete. Atreus learned eventually. The truth came out, but the years of silence gave him a foundation that was not built on blood. You speak of small adjustments. Stop making them. The small corruptions become large ones. The logic that justifies intervention grows until it justifies anything. If you cannot trust yourself with the power, find someone who can.
I tried. I offered the hourglass to others. Warriors I trusted, people whose judgment I respected. None of them wanted it. They saw what it would cost, the isolation, the responsibility, the slow erosion of everything that makes a person instead of a function. So they declined and I remained.
In Midgard, I was more careful. Odin's death did not collapse the realms because others stepped into his absence. Freya, Angerboda, powers I do not fully understand, taking responsibility I was not equipped to carry. The lesson cost millions of Greek lives to learn. Do not destroy what you cannot rebuild. You have the hourglass. Can you destroy it without destroying time itself?
No. Chronica tried. The unmaking of the hourglass would unmake existence, every timeline, every realm, not death, absence, as if nothing had ever been. So the hourglass must have a keeper. Imagine your axe could reshape reality. If you swung it now, imagine never swinging it. That's what I do. That's what godhood costs when you're trying to be just. The constant restraint, the eternal no.
Faye understood something like that. My wife in Midgard, Atreus' mother, she was a giant, could see the future, knew what was coming for all of us, and she chose to let it unfold instead of preventing it. She died so that Atreus and I would walk the path she foresaw. A path that led to Odin's death, to Ragnarok, to endings and beginnings she trusted us to navigate. I was angry when I learned, felt manipulated again, but her restraint was not manipulation. It was faith.
Faith in mortals. That's the answer, isn't it? The gods who become tyrants are the ones who stop believing mortals can choose wisely. They start managing, controlling, designing outcomes because trusting the process feels too risky. I've seen Earthrealm's champions make terrible decisions, watched Sub-Zero kill his own brother, watched Scorpion's vengeance consume entire clans, watched Raiden, the god I replaced, become so paranoid about external threats that he became the threat himself. Every instinct says intervene.
Atreus made terrible decisions, lied, betrayed, nearly killed us both with his arrogance when he learned he was a god. My instinct was to control him, punish the mistakes, force him onto the path I knew was right. Faye's voice stopped me, not her actual voice, just the memory of how she trusted, how she let things unfold. So I let him fail, let him suffer the consequences, stood beside him while he learned instead of carrying him over the hard parts. He is better now than he would have been if I had shaped him.
Ooh, I don't know anymore. The longer I hold the hourglass, the harder it gets to tell the difference. You've been a god for how long now? Does the clarity ever come, or does it just get easier to live with the confusion?
I have been a god my entire life, son of Zeus, born to power I did not ask for and did not understand. The clarity never came. It still has not. Every choice I make with Atreus, I question afterward. The gods who stopped asking are the ones I killed. They were very certain, and they were very wrong. Stay confused. Stay uncertain. That may be the only justice a god can offer.